Oh, this looks interesting.
Yeah, this is our cross-matching tool that Jaime developed, actually. What it does is it shows search term overlap between campaigns. I find it really useful for account hygiene and just general analysis. What it does is it helps us make sure that budget is being spent in the most efficient way possible and the campaigns aren't overlapping.
Hello again, Jaime. Little Birdie whispered that you are the mastermind of a cross-matching tool that's now been used by almost everybody at We Discover. I just wondered how long did it took you to make it?
Yeah, well, it took us about a few months to make the tool into the visual that you've probably seen. But before that, we did a couple of proof of concepts that we've been running for over a year and a half. Now, this is proven to be quite useful. So we decided to make a full-fledged tool.
Would you be able to tell me how does this tool work?
So we noticed an issue in some of our client accounts. At the lowest level, what we're all trying to do is when somebody searches, let's say, bracelets, we're trying to participate or decide if we need to participate in that auction. And that might be because you have some relevant products for that type of search. Now, what we've seen that sometimes happens in Google Ads accounts is that two campaigns that are thematically similar, they're talking about very similar themes, can sometimes overlap the search space of a particular area. In the example of bracelets, our campaign, our jewelry campaign, and our accessories campaign, both of them would sort of evenly get 50% of the traffic one side or the other. This type of inefficiency is a big issue because it really hurts the user experience. You have people that search for bracelets and they get the jewelry at copy, or some of them will get the accessories at copy. Now, it's impossible to see if this is happening in your account. You will need to dig through your search term report and actually see how each of those search terms are flowing through your different campaigns. What we've done to solve it is this visual. It really helps understand what's happening. In this visual, every dot is a search term. And what we can see, dots are similar or close to each other, depending on how similar in meaning those dots or those search terms are.
What does the color represent?
A campaign, the dots being the search term and the color being the different campaigns. We can see the areas where there's an overlap in search. At We Discover, we use this tool in all of our clients. And this is just another tool that helps you ensure that your account is clean and healthy. You can use it to ensure that every campaign is thematically separated versus other campaigns, and that your user journey follows a straight path and you have full control over it. When you identify an area of concern through this search space, what we would typically do is make a decision, either send the traffic to one campaign or the other campaign by negating the keyword in one area or the other area. That will already solve a lot of the cross-matching. It will send all the traffic to the same location and ensure there is some linearity, which is very important for efficiency. But in some cases, what we notice is that that area actually deserves a little bit more love, and it deserves its own category and sometimes even its own campaign, so that we can ensure that that traffic is well taken care of. This is something that all accounts can use, and they should use, because it's really problematic, and we've seen some really strong results when we resolved it. In some cases, by like 30% in the ROAS target, or in return on ad spend. Indy has recently used this with one of his clients, and I think he's writing a case study about it, so he'll have loads to share with you about this.
I have just spoken to Jaime, and he showed me cross-matching, and he directed me to you because he said you might have some interesting use cases.
Yeah, sure. I can bring up an example of that. For a client that we've been working with recently, we used the cross-matching analysis tool to analyze where they had duplicate search queries. And the interesting thing about this client is that in their space, they actually own about 8 to 10 different businesses that all do the same thing, and they dominate the search results across all the different websites across the same terms. So they really want to dominate the listings because they want to make sure that people book with them, whether it's company A or company B or company C. So we came up with a couple of solutions. So one was the ABC prioritization management. So we're looking at essentially, we could designate based on profitability and performance metrics which of these websites should be considered tier A, and then anything we consider a tier B or tier C, downweighting the bids. So we're not inflating the cost too much, but we're still appearing in the search results. Ultimate goal, where we would want to get to, if we can prove the ABC approach works, is actually build for them a tech-driven auction management system where we could dynamically change based on the performance data whether a website is tier A, tier B, tier C, based on its performance for any given day, week, or month. Benefit of an automated solution is rather than you manually having to look at it every single month and change the order of tier A, B, and C, you could have a system that dynamically does that. And that would free up a lot of time for the team to look at other things in the account or work on different areas. So we use the cross-matching analysis tool to look at each individual website and which terms they're appearing for in generics. And we found that over 8,000 search queries are being duplicated across all the different accounts. So they're bidding on the same terms and bidding against each other and raising their costs. So what we actually did with that was we looked at, okay, how much is that actually costing them in terms of cost per click, in terms of the inflation of costs that they're doing. All this cross-matching queries between the accounts, whilst it's deliberate, it provided challenges in controlling their costs. And we estimated that if we were to eliminate completely cross-matching, and they decided to specifically choose which accounts appeared for which terms, they would save around 4% of their annual costs, which actually for a business of their size is nearly £3 million. This tool has so much potential for expansion, so we're looking at expanding it across shopping queries and SEO queries, but even within search itself, it's saving the teams huge amounts of time, and there's hours that we'd spend in the Excel spreadsheets manually pulling this data. This tool now gives us the capability to actually look at all this cross-matching and then make decisions straight away, which is really exciting.